Yes, she does know the plan. Carolyn is here. 79 degrees already. Temperatures today climbing to around 88. A little bit of rain expected. Tomorrow's a big day of rain. And today is National Garden Meditation Day. I told Carolyn that just a little while ago. And it's also National Teacher Appreciation Day. So I think the two come together in your case because you teach us about gardens.
And we can all meditate about it.
There you go.
I suppose.
I can hear you.
Yeah. Okay.
National
Good.
Teach Larry How to Work the Board Day.
I can't teach you that. You got to know that one. We appreciate the teachers. We've all had a good one or a bad one.
Do you remember?
We've all been teachers.
Do the teachers that you remember the clearest, are they in your memory because they taught you things you liked? Or did you have some teachers who taught subjects you didn't care about but you liked them?
Well, I mean, some of them were all the way back. Yes, I do remember elementary school.
Yeah.
You know, that certain teachers there, I don't know if it was they must have been good teachers. I don't recall if it was because of the subject matter. I had one in my fourth grade teacher, just as a matter of fact, she was a social studies teacher and I don't remember what her husband did, but she traveled the world.
Oh, uh-huh.
And she always brought back stories.
Oh.
And that's what social studies was about in a way.
Yeah.
And I found her fascinating. My brother's friends who were older, who had her go, when they found out I had her, they go, "Oh God, you're gonna just, oh my,
you're gonna hate it." But you
I loved
it.
her.
Oh,
I
really?
did. And actually, she gave me probably one of the very first plants that I could call
something?
my own.
Isn't that something?
And it was one of those kind of things. It was, now that I'm an adult, now that I know plants and horticulture and stuff, I know that now that it was more than likely it was a kind of a begonia because of, just remembering the plant. I mean, I haven't had that plant.
Do you remember her name?
Yeah, Mrs. Gongoloff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I remember her name because she was a cool teacher.
Isn't that something?
But I remember carrying home because she had pruned this plant and she brought in a bunch of cuttings for whatever children might want them. And I carried mine home in my little wet paper towel in my little fist all the way home. And I get it home and my mom says, I don't know if that's going to do anything because it looks like you may have rubbed off where roots might come from. I said, no, it'll do. Mrs. Gongoloff said it would. So we stuck it in dirt, and lo and behold, it grew, and I shared it with family, with friends and neighbors, et cetera, everybody's mom, whatever, got a piece. And then mine was like 3 or 4 years later, mine bloomed. And I told her, I went back to the school because I was no longer in that school. And I went back and I told her, and she was amazed because hers never had.
Oh, really?
And hers was, of course, way older than mine. But she remembered. Yeah, she remembered.
Did she give one to everybody, or did she?
I mean, as many
as
the kids who wanted them, because she had brought pieces in. She had either transplanted hers and pruned it back.
So this is not from a seed. This is from
it was a little piece of the plant, just a little clipping, a cutting. Yeah.
Okay.
So it was one of those little
things. That's a cool story.
Yeah, it was,
and I love the fact that it's connected with what you identify with.
What I do now. I mean, who'd have thunk that way back in fourth grade, carrying home in my little fist, my little wet paper towel, the little mile walk home from school, and Mom going, I don't think it's going to do. And it did, and it was a beautiful plan.
I love that story. Yeah. That's a great story.
But then I don't know whatever happened when it came time for the move to Florida, but... Probably went to a neighbor.
But it got you on a roll. I mean,
it did. I guess it did. It was, like I said, one of the first plants that was ever given to me as as something like that.
There's a story about they have a robot that they want to send to Mars, and I said, God did that with this planet. He put people on this planet,
right?
So we have to have a way for the robot to eat when it gets there. It's going to need some fuel, right? But here's what God said. What are we going to do? We're going to make all these people got to have a food. Well, just make it grow out of the dirt. Just grow out of the dirt.
Right.
Isn't that amazing that our food really literally grows out of the dirt?
Just comes out of the ground. Right. It's
pretty amazing.
Pretty amazing, but he had to give man the ability to know what to eat and what to cultivate and what to continue to improve upon and make the proper selections so that you're eating the better stuff if you can. Because he also taught us how to make cake and ice cream, taking those nutritious items and turning them into stuff that sticks to our hips.
That's right. Oh, I have a funny story. Today is National Garden Meditation Day, right? Okay, so I saw this. I don't know if it was an article or an ad that looked like an article. One of those advertorials.
Right. Okay.
You know the garden gnomes that you talked about?
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
you know what they're doing now? They're making celebrity garden gnomes.
I had an email on some.
Oh,
I
you've
should
seen
try
this?
to. I should try to find the.
So you can have a garden
email.
gnome that looks like, Hillary Clinton or a famous
Right.
baseball player.
Yeah, kind of like when they do bobblehead
Yes,
dolls
yes.
and things like
Yeah,
that.
but they've got that gnome kind of a body
Right,
and that
right.
pointed
The little
hat.
and the pointy hat
Yeah,
and the
yeah.
beards are such. Yeah, but they're putting the faces of celebrities on them.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna scroll through. At least maybe I'll find it at some point because it was.
But there was
several days
lot
ago.
of gnomes. I saw a lot of gnomes for sale at a big box store.
Yeah, yeah. I will show them. I showed one to my daughter. Said I just won't buy them, or at least not to have at my house. I don't know. I for some reason took that story seriously. I can have fairies and other things. It's the gnomes who are the rabble rousers who will cause those other ones to. There is one though. If I can find it, I will bring it up. And it's got the. It's a Tyrannosaurus Rex, and he's destroying a bunch of gnomes. That one I would probably have in my garden.
Do you know what we have a lot of? Because you and I live near each other.
Right.
I'm assuming you have
Yeah.
them also. Bunny rabbits. Have you seen a lot
Yes,
of bunny
there's-
rabbits
there's-
lately?
I am glad to see the bunny rabbits are back. That must mean that the feral cat population is down.
Oh, I don't know. There's a lot of cats in my neighborhood
yeah.
too.
So I don't have too many cats. We got a lot of dogs, all with homes in my neighborhood.
A lot of bunnies. I see
But
bunnies
yeah,
like every
bunch
morning.
of bunnies. Yeah, every morning when I'm heading out, I usually see a couple of them. And I know we have coyotes in the area, but of course we also have a peacock in our neighborhood too.
Yeah,
That-
I don't know
at
if
least
we share the
one.
same peacocks or not.
I think it is. I mean, he's been there. He or she. It's been there for years. So they too.
You remember
are
the first time
long-lived.
you heard a peacock?
I had no idea what it was for about 6 months, but I thought it was screaming someone being murdered
Right.
out in the woods. So if you have never heard a peacock really calling or whatever that is, vocalizing, it's very frightening.
And here's another tip
Yeah.
on a peacock. If you find the feather and decide to pick it up, be
Right.
careful.
Oh.
Because for some reason, ants live inside that.
Oh, the shaft and
Yeah. And they
they're
can
going
bite.
to come out of
Yeah,
there, right?
yeah.
Right. Well, you figure there's probably protein source up in there,
Yeah,
because
yeah, probably.
because of the feather, like a marrow, possibly
Yeah,
that they're
yeah.
going after. Interesting. I wouldn't have thought about the ants, but
We got a phone line open
Great.
if you want to call Carol Ann, and we're up to our first break, believe it or not. So we've got 45 minutes left in the show. I would love to hear from some of you asking Carol Ann some gardening questions. I meditate during this hour. This is my
your
hour during the
meditation.
week. Yeah.
Well, that's it. You can meditate a few minutes over the break, but be sure you come back with your gardening questions.
There you go. The number is 622-9622. Carol Ann is our teacher when it comes to gardening. She's a master gardener, and today's National Teacher Appreciation Day and coincidentally National Garden Meditation Day. And what is Saturday?
And this Saturday is National Naked Gardening Day.
Naked Gardening Day.
Naked Gardening Day.
So what would be naked gardening like? Peaches? Peaches. They kind of look like butts, don't they?
Yeah, I guess they do. Yeah.
All right, we'll be right back.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. Intervals of clouds and sun, warm and humid on this Tuesday with a couple of showers and a thunderstorm arriving this afternoon over the interior, the high 85 to 89. It'll be mostly cloudy Tuesday night with a couple of showers and a thunderstorm, though 67 inland, 73 on the coast. Periods of rain Wednesday, some of it heavy, and a thunderstorm, the high 77 to 81. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm Joe Lundberg.
Hi, this is JP from Penn Flooring here in Ocala. I would like to invite you to come in and visit our spacious showroom where we have solutions for every style and budget. From wall-to-wall carpet to hardwood floors and tiles, we have an unsurpassed selection of flooring. At Penn Flooring, we've provided quality customer service with a family touch for over 25 years. Visit our website at pennflooring.com or come by our showroom, 1201 Southwest 17th Street, just over the bridge. Penn Flooring, quality customer service with a family touch.
Hi, this is Master Gardener Carol Ann Baldwin, the host of In the Garden with Carol Ann. Let me tell you what I use to get away from fertilizing the old-fashioned way. I use Dynamite Premium Plant Food for my flowers and veggies. With its easy, earth-friendly patented coating, there's no risk of over-fertilizing. Dynamite Premium Plant Food releases food for 6 months, so there are no highs or lows during the growing season. Dynamite Premium Plant Food contains nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, and micronutrients like copper, magnesium, iron, and zinc. This gives my plants explosions of bloom for both flowers and veggies. When I use Dynamite Premium Plant Food, I only have to use it once every 6 months and not worry about the nutrients washing out with heavy rains or irrigation. To learn more about the Dynamite family of products, go to dynamiteplantfood.com. Dynamite Premium Plant Food is so easy to use that you'll spend less time working in your garden and more time enjoying it.
Black Cow, the mature manure Black Cow.
We often mention enriching your native soil with Black Cow when you prepare a flower or vegetable garden or plant new shrubs and trees. Adding Black Cow helps retain moisture and adds millions of healthy microbes to your soil. Healthy soil means healthy plants, but you can also top dress with Black Cow composted cow manure even after planting. You can come back a month or two later and spread Black Cow on top of the soil around the root zone of a shrub or tree, or spread it evenly over a flower bed or rows of vegetables in your garden. Black Cow releases nutrients slowly. It won't burn tender roots because it's fully composted. Look for the bright yellow and black bag at your favorite nursery or garden center. And visit the website too at blackcow, spelled with a K.com.
Black Cow, the mature manure Black Cow.
All right. If it rains today, it doesn't look like it right now. It looks beautiful out there. Carol Ann Baldwin is here. If you want to call, the number is 622-9622 when today is National Garden Meditation Day.
Yeah.
So go out and meditate in your garden.
And if you're designing a garden, if you have a big yard, I mean, to me, gardening is therapy. Getting out and pulling weeds is a good thing. If you're going to design your garden, make yourself a little spot that's in the shade that you can put your folding chair out there, to relax, or a bench. You make it a focal point in the garden. But usually, a meditation area is usually tucked in a corner, a little shady area. Even if you don't have a lot of shade, maybe you don't have a lot of big trees, a place where your umbrella can go. A patio umbrella and a nice folding chair, a little picnic bench or something.
Absolutely, Ready for your first phone call?
Yeah.
Good morning. You're on the air with Carol Ann.
Good morning, Carol Ann.
Good morning.
I just want to let you know I really enjoy your show, and I look forward to it every week.
Well, thank you.
So much from you.
Thank you.
We have a peach tree, and this year it didn't freeze.
Okay.
we just harvest our peaches.
Great.
When they start coming, they come real quick.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a worm problem or something. When I cut them, I found a little white worm in them. There's brown through them, and I have to cut it all out, I guess.
Right.
But is there something we're supposed to spray when they bloom?
There's
or what?
Yeah,
How do we avoid this if we can?
Right. There's like a fruit tree spray. It's kind of a general purpose kind of thing that normally you would spray. I'm going to say, just trying to remember the kind of a directions on it. It could be when the leaves are starting to come on, but before the buds set on them. And then it would be after the bud drop, because we don't want to spray anything when we've got flowers on.
Yeah, several earlier when it was just starting to leaf, we had cut off several of those web things. We
Right.
spotted them and got rid of them, and I didn't know if that had anything.
No, probably not. I think it's generally a different, going to be something, because this is actually entering the fruit, and usually your like your eastern tent caterpillars and things like that will get up into your fruit trees, but they feed on the leaves. What you've got is something that's entering when that peach is beginning to form.
Yeah.
At that early stage.
Yeah, we had a nice crop off of it, but I mean, within a week or two, you've got to get them all off and out because they just go so fast.
Right.
They're so.
Yeah, that they're very yes. As soon as they start to ripen, they all ripen pretty much at the same time. But you're finding them in pretty much all of the fruit.
No, I get a few that are good.
Okay.
There's some larger ones, but I mean, I never had noticed so many as we had this year in it. I have a lot of waste in the peach when I cut it open. 'Cause
Sure.
You got to cut all that brown, and it's around the pit. And I did see like a little tiny white worm in some of them.
And that's what that is. That's getting into there when that peach is beginning to form. When that pit, it's probably coming in. Take a look for what they call a fruit tree spray. It is an insecticidal spray. It might be a combination with a bit of a fungicide within it also. Hopefully your trees aren't too big that, makes it too hard to spray, but just with a pump-up sprayer, treating the trees as directed. I'm trying to remember the instructions, but usually it would be like before the flowers, when the buds are forming, so you don't really have much of pollinators around, or you can always do your timing again in the evening, and then again when the flowers drop and the fruit's
okay,
actually
'cause-
there.
Yeah, I don't want to kill the bees or the
No,
butterflies or
no,
anything
no.
like that. So I could live with it, but I didn't know.
I would probably try to slow it down next season. You might even, while the tree is dormant in the wintertime, make sure everything's cleaned up out from around it. All the leaves that drop, get those cleaned up. Spraying it while it's dormant and spraying the ground around a lot of times can get rid of dormant eggs and things like that.
Oh, okay, that's good. Yeah, I could talk to you all day about gardening.
Oh yeah, that's what I love to
Our
do.
garden's doing good, and my husband's so happy. He's got the best garden he's had in years. But
Great.
we've noticed more bees around because we've got this. I forgot what plant. Sweet almond.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
one of the bees, and it's really improved.
Sure, yeah, because you're giving them something. Yeah, the sweet almond's a great one, and so is just something as simple as the Mexican heather.
Petunias,
No, the Mexican heather.
heather. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
that stuff blooms like crazy, but give it room. So you're almost putting it on an outer area because it's, one little small quart pot will grow up to be something about 8 to 10 inches tall and a good 2.5 feet across.
Okay.
So,
that's-
but
that's
for
good
a
to know.
low area as a border somewhere, if you've got enough room, those are great for attracting bees.
Okay, Mexican heather.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've had the most summer squash this year already because the last few years it doesn't produce anything. And I'm like, what's wrong? We used to have a wheelbarrow full of zucchinis and
Right.
all that because my son used to do the 4-H garden.
Okay.
And I mean, it would be wheelbarrows full of fruit. or
Oh,
vegetables.
sure.
Yep.
Yeah, and without the bees, your cucurbits just don't produce. And
Yeah.
just watch. I know I've actually, because the way the temperatures and humidity's been, I've had some issues with the powdery mildew, and having to take care of that. That's
Well, he goes out every morning since he's retired, and he can pick bugs off those black
grasshopper.
orange
Yeah, the lubber.
things. What are those?
The lubber grasshopper, get them while they're small because when they're big, they're armored and almost impossible to kill without cutting them in half.
Yeah, he must have come across some nests of them, and we got rid of them.
Sure. And they hatch up out of the ground in certain areas, and from, let's see, we're already into 1st of May. So usually I've found them as early as late March through April,
out of the
May.
ground?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. Their eggs
Yeah,
eggs
he
are
found
laid in
some
the
under
ground.
some trees and got them before they got big.
Yeah, when they're small and in the morning, while I know 73 doesn't sound cool, but for bugs and early morning, if you're getting out before that sun comes out, they're still pretty slow. You can shake them off into a bucket, with soapy water. You can take your, you got garden gloves on, just clap your hands over that leaf that they're resting on and be able to dispatch them that way. But do get rid of them quickly because they're voracious eaters, and anything with a strap leaf is fair game to them. They love the amaryllis, the daylilies, anything that's got that long strap leaf, agapanthus. So you
Yeah,
want
I
to.
found some in the green beans.
Yeah.
and I got them.
Yeah, and I don't really think they do as much damage there as they will actually out in the ornamental garden.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But I would still dispatch them there.
All right. Well, thank you so
You're
much.
welcome.
You have a great day.
You too.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And looks like you have another call
Great.
coming in. Good morning. You're on there with Carol Ann.
Yeah, good morning, guys.
Hey.
Morning.
See, last week I called my Jupiters were being attacked by these raccoon caterpillars, I guess you call them.
Okay.
And you suggested going out and getting some kind of a treatment for them. So I went to Tractor Supply, and the fellow there seemed to know pretty much about
Good.
it. And he gave me what it's called All Seasons Horticultural and Dormant
oil spray. Yeah.
Spray oil, yeah. And according to the label, it's got for all kind of moths and all kind of stuff, so it's probably going to work.
Okay. Just
The question is,
Okay.
we got, it looks like we're going to get some pretty good rain here, maybe late today and tomorrow.
right.
And do I need to reapply that? Will that wash off that oil film?
It will. Have you already put it on?
I put it on probably 5 or 6 days ago.
Don't worry about it then. It will have done what it usually with an oil, what an oil does is it smothers the insect pest. It's one of those things that has to come in contact with the insect. I'm hoping it's going to get the bagworms for you, because with the bagworms has that trash covering over top of their body. Pesticides don't generally get through to it.
Okay.
That's the big issue.
Would it be smart maybe to reapply it now again, or wait till the weather changes?
I would wait, but also read your label, because even though it's just simply a horticultural oil, there's still how often you want to apply that. So I would take a look at the label and see what they're recommending. It's usually with most pesticides, even though that's not really a chemical pesticide. As such, it's still, you're looking at usually 10 to 14 day intervals between sprays. So if it's going to rain, I would wait till it's done raining. We're going to supposedly get a couple of cooler days, and so I would wait, and if I felt like I needed to reapply it, I would reapply it then.
Yeah. If I still start seeing those little raccoon things hanging on, do I keep going until those are gone?
You're gonna, actually you would be, because or you're gonna change pesticides because it's not getting them.
Oh.
Like
now, I got like a raccoon in my hand right now. I'm outside here by my Jupiter.
Right.
I just plucked one off, and it looks to me like the little thing inside went away, and it's just hollow.
When you've got a place to take it apart, just see if you tear that open over a piece of on a paper towel or tissue or something. You might find him, because he may have just pulled himself way down in the middle of it.
Yeah. Okay, I'm pulling it apart right now, and there's nothing inside there.
Nothing in
empty.
it. Okay, well then that one might be finished out. It's hard to say. I would give them those. If they are dead, they should drop off in a few days.
Okay.
But give it till after we get some rain.
Okay, fine. Okay, I'll give it a little more time, and then, like you say, I might have to change product if this doesn't work, huh?
Yeah. Yep.
What would I have to go to? Another
Got
kind
10
of
seconds.
spray?
We'll go to like the BT. When I come back from the break, I'll fill in a little more on something like that.
Okay, thank you.
Alrighty?
All right,
Yep,
we'll be
you're
right
welcome.
back.
Fox News Radio, I'm Lillian Wu. An American killed in combat in Iraq.
The coalition service member was killed in northern Iraq as a result of enemy fire. Defense Secretary Ash Carter says the American was killed near Erbil, adding it was a combat death. The defense secretary provided no other details. In the past 2 weeks, President Obama has approved the deployment of 450 additional troops to Iraq and Syria.
Fox Radio's Jessica Gallagher. There are about 5,000 U.S. troops on the ground in Iraq. In Indiana, voting underway on primary day, where Ted Cruz says
this race is effectively tied here in the state of Indiana. It is neck and neck.
And the vote is crucial here for Ted Cruz if he wants to stop Donald Trump from clinching the nomination.
Fox Radio's Jeff Monasto. And a baby girl, almost 6 months old, has been found alive some 80 hours after a building collapse in Kenya, which has killed at least 23 people. More than 90 reported missing. Fox News, we report, you decide.
For me, it was the big S-Class from the 90s. Beautiful. My friend's dad had one.
The SL. All of the SLs. I've been watching those since I was a kid. I think the 1971 SE was the first Mercedes that just blew me away.
Everyone remembers the first time they saw one, and the day they began to long for a Mercedes-Benz of their own. Well, that day may be a lot closer than you think. With a certified pre-owned Mercedes-Benz, you can experience the luxury, the unparalleled safety, the performance, and the style Mercedes-Benz is famous for at a price you can afford. Beautiful SUVs, sedans, coupes, and convertibles that are factory certified and covered by an unlimited mileage warranty for up to 3 years, so you can drive without a worry for as far as you like. And during the certified pre-owned sales event going on now through May 31st, you can receive 2 years of complimentary prepaid maintenance and special financing available through Mercedes-Benz Financial Services, only at your authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer. You've waited long enough.
See your authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer for complete details and limitations on certified pre-owned warranties.
All right, the break isn't quite over yet, but I wanted to pop in real quickly to give away a gift certificate to Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens and Nursery, and let me tell you how we're doing this. Sunday is Mother's Day. So I want to make sure I give this to somebody has ever had a mother. So if you've ever had a mother and you would like $20 to Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens and Nursery, and I pick yours when you call right now, 622-9622, then guess what? You get $20. So but the rules are you have to call 622-9622, and you have to have had a mother at some point in your life. You're both looking at me like I'm nuts. All right.
Like.
All right, we'll be right back.
Are you still fertilizing flowers and vegetables the old-fashioned way? Then switch to Dynamite Premium Plant Food. The secret to more flowers, bigger blooms, and more vegetables is consistent feeding. Dynamite Premium Plant Food is formulated for our Florida climate and has a unique coating that releases nutrition consistently, so there are no peaks and no valleys. Dynamite is just a terrific product. It even contains the micronutrients plants need in small quantities for maximum growth. With Dynamite, you get an explosion of color, flowers, and vegetables. Dynamite comes in a handy shake and feed plastic bottle. Just one application will last up to 6 months. For more flowers, bigger blooms, and more vegetables, try Dynamite Premium Plant Food today. Look for Dynamite at your Home Depot or Lowe's Garden Department. Visit on the web at dynamiteplantfood.com.
Every day, millions of seniors struggle with cancer, arthritis, and other rare diseases. They rely on Medicare Part B for access to their doctor and life-saving medicines. Shockingly, the Obama administration has proposed a misguided experiment to Medicare, and it could be devastating. Government bureaucrats could manipulate your course of treatment. Access to new breakthrough treatments may be restricted. Local clinics could be forced to close, requiring some patients to travel significant distance and forcing others into hospitals for their care. Over 300 patient and provider groups have called on Congress to stop this experiment, and Congress needs to listen. Senator Bill Nelson has always protected Florida seniors. Call Senator Nelson at 202-224-5274 or go to stopcmscuts.com. Urge him to stand up for Florida seniors and stop the Medicare Part B experiment. Paid for by the Community Oncology Alliance.
Keep up with what's going on in the downtown area with Ocala Downtown Newspaper. Delivering thousands of newspapers to businesses in the downtown area, Ocala Downtown is there to keep you informed. They even have Tom's Picks, a free referral for people who are looking for a company to do work for them. Tom's Picks will refer the company that fits your needs, and all we ask in return is that you tell them where you heard about it. It's simple. For more info, just call Tom's Picks, 352-804-1223, and pick up your copy of the Downtown Ocala newspaper today.
Now read Ocala Downtown newspaper online.
Get it for less at the DIY Home Center outlet. Get top quality real wood cabinets the same or less than the big box stores are selling the cheap stuff. And that's not all. Drywall screws big box stores are $6.47 a pound. At DIY only $4.99. Plus DIY has the largest selection of mobile home parts and accessories anywhere. From carpet to doors, get the DIY supplies you need for less. The DIY Home Center outlet. We are your building material closeout store. 2191 Northwest 10th Street, just 2 miles east of I-75.
All right, 25 minutes before 10 o'clock. Caroline Baldwin is here. There were a lot of phone calls just before the break, I assume wanting to ask a question. So go ahead and call. That's what we want you to do. We've got a whole half hour left of the show.
Right. And just to go back to Hugh's bagworms, did the quick thing on bagworms. And as I had mentioned before, and horticulture oils is a good multi-purpose insecticide. It's good for dormant season as well as growing season. Actually, something like that. The other color with the peach borer can actually use something like that on her peaches during the dormant season. But the best thing, just looking it up on the bagworms, is the BT products, Bacillus thuringiensis products that is what's gonna take care of them. I mean, you can hand pick them and get rid of them. But if anybody wants to take a look, this is actually, it's from the Solutions for Your Life. But if you just Google bagworms, you're probably going to come up with something similar. This one came out of Manatee counties, but manatee.ifas.ufl.edu. But the bagworms are, the best thing to do with those is going to be the BT, so the Dipel or the Thuricide type products.
And you have another phone call. Good
Great.
morning. You're on the air with Carol Ann.
Yes, good morning.
Morning.
I've had to cut back the scallions on my onions because the onions were starting to, fall over.
Okay.
What can I do with the scallions? Can I freeze them? Can I freeze dry them? Or what's best to do with them?
It would probably be to freeze dry them to get your best. Your best being able to. I mean, you could probably freeze them. Okay, maybe like in an ice cube tray to where you're just going to use them in soups and things like that. Same thing with freeze drying. You're just going to use them again in in something that you're going to cook.
Right, like on a potato.
Right. So if you have a way of freeze drying them or dehydrating or just throwing them in the freezer, I think the dehydrating is going to do a better job. Or freeze dry.
Cut those scallions back for the onions to continue growing.
Generally, I usually just take the flour off of them to finish them out. But normally, you'll knock over those tops on those onions to get them ready to harvest, and then harvest those a couple weeks later. If you cut them way back, they may not. They may put more energy into growing another top, or possibly even trying to grow another onion. So it might be you might let your onions rest a few days here with it, but with it, we're supposed to get some rain possibly tonight or tomorrow, that you might be harvesting them a little more quickly than you thought.
Good.
So they're ready to go, ready to have onions.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And take another phone call. Good morning. You're on the air with Carol Ann.
Yes, hi. I got a question.
Okay.
How do you get rid of snails?
How do you get rid of snails? There's, are they in your lawn, or are they in like flower beds and pots?
Well, in pots, because I do everything in pots. And
Okay.
they're in pots, under the pots, over the pots.
When you find them under the pots, the best thing to do is just scoop them up and throw them in your little thing of soapy water, or squish them however you like to dispose of them. That's actually a real good way to find them, is once it warms up, during the days, because that's going to stay moist and cool under there, and that's where you can find them. There are several different brands of baits out there. They're containing either iron phosphate or a sulfur type product. But all of those are safe for use around pets, families, edibles. It doesn't matter. It's not really a poison. Eventually, it'll break down into a fertilizer for for the soil. So you can put some of those bait pellets in there. They say that you can use a copper type tape, but I'm not sure where you would buy that except for online, and it could get a little pricey just because of the cost of copper. And that copper in their slime and in contact with the soil sort of gives an electric charge to them, and they don't like that very well.
Okay, super. Thank you. Yeah, I tried coffee grounds.
Yeah.
And it doesn't seem to work.
No, I don't think coffee grounds are going to do too much. Diatomaceous earth is another one, but once diatomaceous earth gets wet, it really is not real effective. There was another thing, and I keep forgetting to do this, is I have to get an aluminum pie plate. This was just one of those little things, somebody posted it online. I said, well, shoot, that might be worth trying, is an aluminum pie plate and cucumber slice. And I don't remember if there's anything else. I'd have to try to find that. But somehow or another, that I guess causes a reaction, and that I think it's snails
Really?
don't like it. I'm not sure.
Interesting. Okay, super. Thanks. Oh, can you save the seeds from petunias? Or how do you save
How do you save the seeds from petunias? With that, I'm not real sure, especially because so many of, unless they're just the common petunia, they may not come back true to seed.
Now these are the triple petunias.
Yeah, the multiples and things like that may not come back true to seed because they're generally going to be a hybrid on that.
Right. Okay.
So.
Okay, super. Thanks a lot.
Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, have a great day, hon. Yep, bye-bye.
Okay.
Larry hit the button.
Sorry.
Chatting in the background.
Sorry.
Take care of business.
Sorry, I don't know what happened there. All right, so we're done. Okay,
Mhm.
Thank you. I was looking it up, by the way, and I just want to read what I found.
Okay.
It says, tried out the method described earlier using cucumbers and an aluminum pie plate, where, according to legend, the cucumber on the aluminum reacts and creates a smell that drives away slugs. Well, as you can see in the picture, the slugs find the cucumbers to be quite satisfactory and prefer the light mist with 100% humidity. So it doesn't work. Apparently.
So it's not working.
Yeah.
But it could be that the cucumber's attracting them. So you got a nice shallow dish, put some beer in there, float the cucumber slice, or I've always had squash in your bait traps.
That beer does it every time, right?
Beer, yeah. Get the beer with the slice of cucumber might be a better attractant. Even float that in there, let them come in there and drown.
There's a lot of slugs in my neighborhood. You got them too?
Yeah, well, there's slug snails. Actually, this morning I was over at the Ag Center, and there were quite a few there as well. So
How do you? I told you I have an armadillo, right? Did I tell you that?
I think everybody's got an armadillo.
I named mine Casper. Did I tell you that?
No, Casper.
Well, because I thought I had a ghost for a while.
Mhm.
So I was naming the ghost Casper. Then when I saw what it was, I kept the name.
Right.
So every once in a while I'll say these little holes in my yard, and I know it's him or her looking for food.
Digging up maybe a grub or earthworm. Or
Do they eat the slugs?
I don't think they do slugs or snails too much, but they'll do like mole crickets, earthworms, grubs. The annoying thing about outdoor, what we would call pests, the raccoons, the armadillos, the possums, they're actually all beneficial in our landscape. It's just that they can do some serious damage if you have a lawn or if it's somewhere newly planted. But the damage they're doing is actually preventing other damage because they're eating many, many other creatures.
Oh, really?
Because they're eating some of those bad bugs. And I used to have a kind of an open compost area at my house years ago and would bury the kitchen scraps in it maybe once a week. And I'd put them in on Wednesday, and come Friday or Saturday morning, my compost pile would be turned because whatever creature went in there to eat all the scraps went digging around in there, eating earthworms and the rest of it. So it would,
That's funny, huh?
kind of, a little bit of a benefit, but they'd eat all my scraps.
Just a real quick comment on the slugs, because I see slugs on my porch often,
right.
and you can see the
They leave
line.
the slime trail.
Yeah, a slime trail. But if they die out there, they become very small.
Yes.
Like
they're mostly water.
I guess they just dry up and become little
pellets.
Yeah, little pellets.
Little slug pellets.
Yeah.
Rehydrate with water.
Put them in the water. They come back to life.
Come back up. I know we've done it with a frog, but. As a thing as a kid, I think every child has done it. Is when you've seen the snail on the sidewalk, getting mom's salt shaker and going out there sprinkling and watch them writhe and twist until they finally dry up and die.
We're up to the next break already, believe it or not.
Wow.
All right, we'll take a little break, and remember the phone line is open. The number is 622-9622. Mother's Day is not 2 days, but it's this Sunday. This coming. I was thinking today was Friday for some reason. It's this Sunday, so maybe you got an idea for a flower for your mom. I found a video, I put it on my Facebook page, of a construction paper flower card.
Cool.
It was really cool. I mean, I'm like a kindergartner again. All right, we'll be right back.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. Intervals of clouds and sun, warm and humid on this Tuesday, with a couple of showers and a thunderstorm arriving this afternoon over the interior, the high 85 to 89. It'll be mostly cloudy through the night with a couple of showers and a thunderstorm, though 67 inland, 73 on the coast. Periods of rain Wednesday, some of it heavy, and a thunderstorm, the high 77 to 81. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm Joe Lundberg.
This This Mother's Day, join us for Pokin' for the Pee-wees. Saturday, May 7th, 11 to 2. Food, prizes, petting zoo, pictures with Disney princesses and superheroes, bounce houses, games, live music, and more. See you at Beautiful Moments Party Rental just south of the airport on 60th Avenue. Limited vendor space available. Call me, Dr. Erica Olstein, with A Better You Healthcare at 352-615-5566. 615-5566.
Want to learn more about your furnace or air conditioner? Tune in this Saturday for free tips and expert advice on how to get the most out of your heating and air conditioning system. Or get a free AC rejuvenation by being the first person to go to cleanmyac.com. That's cleanmyac.com. Saturday, free tips and expert advice on how to get the most out of your heating and air conditioning system. Or get a free AC rejuvenation by being the first person to go to cleanmyac.com. That's cleanmyac.com.
Black Cow composted cow manure is a terrific organic soil amendment. We start with cow manure from dairy farms and then compost it a full 90 days. The result is an all-natural, dark, rich soil amendment that's great for everything you grow. Flowers, vegetables, shrubs, trees, and lawns too. Look for Black Cow in the bright yellow and black bag at your favorite nursery or garden center.
Black Cow, the mature manure. Black Cow.
There's a storm coming. We may not know its path, but your independent auto owner's insurance agent knows no matter what happens, we'll be there when you need us most. Strong through every storm. That's how it's been for our first 100 years. And how it will be for generations to come.
Call George Mankin Insurance in Ocala today, 352-732-3191.
Ocala's Got Talent, and the auditions are over, but the semifinals are this Saturday, May 7th at 7 p.m. right here at 301 in Citra at the Heart of Florida Youth Ranch. You can get tickets now right here at WOCA's lobby. They're just $10 for this Saturday, May 7th at 7 p.m. for the semifinals for Ocala's Got Talent. Don't waste time. Come right in today and get yours for Ocala's Got Talent.
12 minutes before 10 o'clock, it is 76 degrees here at the studios, and today and tomorrow is the rain that hit the Texas, Louisiana area earlier, and Sunday and Monday. So today we're going to get the beginning of it, and tomorrow the rest of it. But then after that, nice weather for
gorgeous
Thursday,
weather
Friday, Saturday, Mother's Day.
Yep,
looks beautiful.
The whole thing. And we're talking about, what to do Mother's Day. This Saturday is the Master Gardener Spring Plant Sale. So you could always take Mom.
Wait a minute. Isn't it Naked Gardening Day?
It's also Naked Gardening Day, but
so
don't go to the plant sale.
I'm going to go to the plant sale.
But you can go to the plant sale and buy plants and then go home and naked garden, whatever. But you could take Mom for Mother's Day.
You
can make Mother's Day.
You don't take Mom to Naked Gardening Day.
Well, you never know. But you can take Mom to the spring plant sale. Make Mother's Day last more than one day. Moms are important to all of us. We all had one at one time in our life.
Yeah.
And that's Saturday from 8 to noon. You've got all kinds of native plants, pollinators. If Mom's into butterfly gardening or hummingbird gardening, need some mulch for that new flower bed you're putting in for Mom, maybe. Make this her day. You can take her out to lunch later, take her to brunch on Sunday morning. But you've got the Master Gardener Spring Plant Sale. You don't have to buy cut flowers in a vase for your mom if she's local hereby. And there's, you don't have to stick with the traditional roses, like I said, for Mother's Day. Go out there, find something she really likes.
If
Mom likes roses, buy her a rose bush. Make it last longer.
And you have a phone call?
Great.
Good morning. You're on the air with Carol Ann.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Carolyn, I have a question on growing basil outdoors.
Okay.
I've always had a hard time with basil trying to grow it in pots indoors.
Okay.
But it's not a lot of that because it doesn't get any sun.
Yeah, that would probably be a good bit of it.
Is the hot summer sun here going to cook it?
It'll do pretty well. Just I mean, to have it just out in the wide open by its lonesome, it might be a little much. I think any plant in Florida, especially like an herb or vegetable and things like that, do appreciate having a little bit of shade in that late afternoon. A lot of the concern, a lot of it happens with the water and humidity. You know, when we start getting rain, we can't control how much we're getting. So make sure that the soil is well drained where it's put. Make sure it does get good air circulation. I see more fungal problems that happen, or that it begins to just grow so quickly that you're watching for blossom, to keep the bloom off of them. And trying to keep it harvest and watching for those fungal problems is the biggest issue.
Okay. Is there a certain variety that will do better?
You know what? On something like that, hopefully we got some herb gardeners out there that would give us a quick call and tell us their favorites. But I don't know if there's one that is actually better than another.
Okay.
Okay.
Super. Well, thank you very much.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. Have a great day.
There you go. Thank you for the call.
Yeah.
No, sorry, no call right now.
No call.
But you can call if you want to call.
You can call if you want to call. Did have a couple of things brought to my attention over the last couple weeks, and one of them is something I see in my own yard, and that's the air potato. And if anybody remembers, a few years back, we had the potato beetle that had come in and really did some good.
Was a good bug, right?
Was a good bug and has done some good damage to them. But I noticed last year they didn't do as good a job as I'd hoped. So this year I'm watching for them to come back. Of course, the air potato's coming up. If you have it in your yard, watch
Why
for
do we
those
hate
tendrils.
that plant, though?
Well, because it'll go up trees and it will kill them off because it shades them. It's heavy. It spreads. It makes little aerial bulblets that will drop to the ground and continue to sprout, and it will overtake natural areas very quickly. If you have any that's coming up, say on a fence line in a flower bed or anything, don't just pull that vine up. Get your little hand trowel or something, get down in there and try to dig that potato, that root ball up. They can be anywhere from the size of a pea up to, I have dug them out the size of a toy football, a kid's football.
Really?
Out of the ground.
Wow.
They can
That's almost
grow.
like a real potato.
That one tells you that was in the ground a long time.
Wow.
The potato beetle was sort of put out there, and hopefully that they have reduced the number of potatoes that were produced, which that in itself will begin to slow down the spread of it. And
it just
start
looks
to
like a
create
potato. It's not. You can't really eat it, right?
Right. Well, I've heard mixed things that they can be, that they are edible, but this and that. I'm not going to try to eat my way out of the problem on something like that. It's
Right.
moreover. But if you're seeing them coming up in the garden, chase that vine back to the ground, dig them up as you're going. The beetles, if they were around, they do take a longer time to hatch or to come up. So it may be June before we begin to see them again. And at that point, that potato vine is already getting pretty aggressive if you have it in, an unmaintained area. So if it's in your flower beds, dig it up. If it's on a fence and you had beetles before, you might want to let some of it grow to feed those beetles, to encourage them to continue to consume. The other thing is Kogan grass. Kogan grass is something you see most of the time. It'll pop up on roadsides and things. It's really a serious threat to because it will overtake areas of native grasses that are in woodland areas. It's very much of a fire hazard because it does dry and gets very, very flammable. The oil's in it. The blades of the grass are very coarse. They're very sharp, actually, if you're trying to get rid of it. And it will, as they say on my flyer I have here, it'll spread. It causes a decrease in native plant diversity, wildlife habitat because nothing grazes on this. It's not palatable for livestock, so that if you happen to have goats or horses or anything like that, they're not going to eat it. It increases a fire hazard because it is very flammable. The oil's in it. It's your neighbors don't want it. If your neighbor has it, work together to try to get rid of it.
Did I tell you about the pulse in my foot?
Yes, I think
it said
you had
flammable.
Did it?
Flammable, yeah.
Oh. Never heard of that. You must have had hot feet that day.
Must have had hot feet. Sorry.
But it's one of those things. It is a state and federal noxious weed. You're not allowed to spread it in anything. So if you've got it, it's you might want to contact the Forestry Service. There's assistance if you go online to FloridaInvasives.org. You might get some information, or the tough one. Actually, if you Google Cogon grass, COGON grass, GRASS, you're going to come up with some information. Look up for the stuff for through IFAS. Of course, it's going to give you better information than, say, a private industry or even I'm seeing like forest management. Take a look and see it, because if you've got Cogon grass and it is around Marion County, you want to try to eradicate it if you can, because it will take over.
Caroline, Robin just came in and said a listener called the office line and wanted you to repeat the location, the information about the plant sale.
Oh, the plant sale? Okay, that is this Saturday, the Marion County Master Gardener Spring Plant Sale, this Saturday from 8 to noon at the Extension Office property over at the propagation area over there. So it's sort of behind the gardens and things like that. It is cash or check only on making purchases. No pets, please. Leave the puppies at home for this when your hands are going to be full shopping for pets, and you can't hold a leash or hold the dog if you're buying plants, and that's what you're going there for.
Do you know what we saw the other day?
What's that?
This large dog at the ice cream place, the outdoor ice cream place.
Okay.
Licking the ice cream cone.
Oh, yeah.
And then the person just kept licking the ice cream cone, too.
Shared with the dog?
Yeah. Oh,
okay.
man.
Well, no, I'd buy the dog his own. Yeah.
Okay.
Get him his own, and get him a yogurt, not an ice cream. But, there's all kinds of stuff that'll be available. Rain barrels, Melaleuca mulch, micro irrigation supplies, publications. You want to get Mom a book for, gardening book for Mother's Day? You can do that. If you buy a whole lot of plants, we've got South Oaks 4-H will be providing the toting service for you. Rent a kid. These are our good kids that one day they are our future leaders. But find Mom some butterfly plants, hummingbird plants, ornamental trees, fruit trees, shade trees, shrubs. You name it, they've got all kinds of them there.
So you're doing that Saturday?
No, actually, I have to work on Saturday. But
and
yeah.
Mother's Day, what do you do on Mother's Day? Mom?
I actually have to work on Mother's Day, too. I work 6 days a week.
No.
But no, I don't work the whole day, but probably not a whole lot of anything. Yeah. I have my routine when I get off work.
Well, have a good Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day.
Well, thank you.
And thank you for being our gardening teacher. Happy National Garden Meditation
Day.
I suppose you're not celebrating Naked Garden Day.
I can say. Could I say I'm the bear chick on that day?
Are you?
I am the bear chick on that day.
What does that mean?
I work for Bear on that day.
Oh, Bear! I gotcha. Oh, I like that.
Bum ching.
Oh, that's good.
I will be the bear chick on
good.
National Naked Gardening Day.
That's good. If your husband is listening, he was a little bit concerned right there.
I'm sure he was. Everybody have a great gardening day. Meditate today in the garden and thank a teacher.
Thank a teacher. Thank you, Caroline.
Thanks, Larry.
We'll be right back.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio, I'm Lillian Wu. There's confirmation of the third American service member to die since the U.S.-led coalition's operation against ISIS began in 2014 in Iraq.
The American died during a battle between ISIS and Kurdish Peshmerga forces about 20 miles north of Mosul. The AP is reporting the soldier was an advisor to the Peshmerga when he died as a result of direct fire. The U.S.-led coalition says a total of 23 strikes were used to help the Peshmerga forces in their counterattack against the Islamic insurgents.
Fox Radio's Jessica Gallagher. Hamilton making Broadway history up for 16 Tony nominations, including Best Musical, along with Bright Star,
School of Rock, the musical, Shuffle Along, or the making of the musical sensation of 1921 and all that followed. Waitress.
And Decision Day for Indiana voters, 57 GOP delegates at stake, 83 Democratic ones. Fox News, we report, you decide.
For me, it was the big S-Class from the 90s. Beautiful. My friend's dad had one.
The SL. All of the SLs. I've been watching those since I was a kid.
I think the 1971 SC was the first Mercedes that just blew me away.
Everyone remembers the first time they saw one, and the day they began to long for a Mercedes-Benz of their own. Well, that day may be a lot closer than you think. With a certified pre-owned Mercedes-Benz, you can experience the luxury, the unparalleled safety, the performance, and the style Mercedes-Benz is famous for at a price you can afford. Beautiful SUVs, sedans, coupes, and convertibles that are factory certified and covered by an unlimited mileage warranty for up to 3 years, so you can drive without a worry for as far as you like. And during the certified pre-owned sales event going on now through May 31st, you can receive 2 years of complimentary prepaid maintenance and special financing available through Mercedes-Benz Financial Services, only at your authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer. You've waited long enough.
See your authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer for complete details and limitations on certified pre-owned warranties.
Today in Florida Ag News from the Southeast AgNet. Well, those involved in the U.S. cotton industry know they are facing one of the most challenging years that it's seen since the 1980s. And Sean Holliday, who is a Texas cotton producer but president of the Plains Cotton Growers Incorporated, shares what he and other National Cotton Council leaders are doing to make sure U.S. cotton issues are understood and addressed in Washington.
The first thing that we're looking at as far as support from Washington is trying to get back in the Title I program in the Farm Bill. We've been working for over a year now trying to get cottonseed declared as an oilseed within the Farm Bill by the Secretary, and we continue to work with people in Washington to try to get that done.
But in the meantime,
the Secretary has identified the Gen Cost Share program, at least some short-term help to get cotton farther down the road.
And as far as reception goes in Washington, Holliday explains his viewpoint.
Of all the trips we've made to D.C., I think their understanding of how dire the situation is in cotton right now, I think it's increased many-fold. I think they understand that cotton's going to have something done pretty quickly, or there's a lot of issues in the cotton belt right now, and there's a lot of strain on money because of the prices and the competition we're receiving from other governments. And their subsidy levels being so high, it's just put us at a tremendous disadvantage.
And in other news, bites from the Lone Star tick are causing people to become allergic to beef and pork. A recent report from DTN, the Progressive Farmer, says afflicted people contract an allergy to a carbohydrate known as alpha-gal. All non-primate animals like pigs and cattle have the alpha-gal carbohydrate. The alpha-gal allergy is in the body's immune system trying to counteract the introduction of the carbohydrate. People with the allergy will show symptoms ranging from rashes, itching, or hives to possibly severe to life-threatening anaphylactic shock. The Centers for Disease Control reports the Lone Star tick is found as far north as Nebraska. It's also prevalent from central Texas to Florida and is found in every state on the East Coast. Randall Wiseman, Southeast AgNet.
Gene Powell Pasture Mowing. Our tractor services include bush hog, disking, front-end loader, box blade, and stump grinding. We also have zero-turn mowers for the smaller paddocks, aisleways, fence rows, and lawn care. Fence row spraying is also available for weed control. We are licensed and insured. Gene Powell Pasture Mowing, 352-629-2440, or online at powellgene, Gene, at yahoo.com. Gene Powell Pasture Mowing.
That was the sound of a tree falling. It could be your tree. You're going to have it trimmed, but never got around to calling Pride Tree Service. It could have fallen in a field, and now all you have to do is call Pride Tree Service, and they'll have it quickly out of the way for a great price. But don't wait until the tree falls. It may not fall in the field. It may hit your car, your house, or worse. So call Pride Tree Service today and avoid all those headaches before they happen. Pride Tree Service, 572-2510. That's 572-2510.
Ocala's information station, 1370 WOCA.
Ocala.